We are nearly halfway through the year. Halfway through 2026, and that means it's time to get honest. Are you really where you thought you would be at this time of year, nearly June 2026? Do you have the lifestyle you promised yourself? Are you ticking those things off your vision board? Have you achieved half of those goals yet? And most importantly, are you the person you promised yourself you would become? Or are you at least on track to become that person by December? Whatever your answers are, however much progress you've made, and however long you have left to go in your journey, all I know is you don't have to wait for January again. You don't have to make a new vision board, and you don't have to do a whole new list of goals. All you need is 30 days of dedication. And take it from me, I have been in more slump states throughout my life than I can count, and I have done so many reset routines to get right back on track, so I know what works. And I know anybody can turn themselves around, their mindset, their lifestyle, their goals, and their progress in 1 month of discipline and dedication, as long as you are using the tasks with the highest return on investment. Not all the meaningless advice that you might find on Pinterest, the stuff that everybody recommends that you waste time doing just to not quite get the transformative results that you thought you would get. I'm talking about the best, most high impact, most long lasting tasks that will actually get you the change that you want, the change that you should have made these last 5 months. This is not just another list of random wellness habits. This is the actual method you need to use and that I have been using, so that by the time summer comes, you no longer recognize the woman you were when you first clicked on this video. Remember what I just said about everybody doing all of these tasks and giving the longest list of advice of all the random things you need to do just for you not actually to get the transformative results you were looking for? Yeah, that quite literally is the reason I set up my self-obsessed journal business, because there are so many journals on the market that don't actually help you transform your identity. They are simply just another task to add to an already long morning routine that don't actually change your life. That's why I made my journal. I have already successfully manifested countless things from my Obsessed with Manifesting journal because of the backed and proven successful manifestation methods I've included all throughout it. It helps you manifest way quicker even if you know nothing about manifesting. And I gotta say that the woman who's gonna get the most out of watching this video is the one who already has her journal open. Obsessed with growth or obsessed with manifesting, whatever suits you best, but you can also get the bundle where you can get both journals for a discounted price. This is where the work actually happens, not just passively watching. You can grab it via the link below in the description. Right before we get into the video, I have to bring your attention to the fact that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And that means right now the best thing we can do is open up the conversation, break down any stigma about mental health, and especially prioritize taking care of our mental well-being as much as we do for our physical well-being. And this is also a reminder that you should never have to go through anything alone, because with today's paid partner, BetterHelp, there's someone who's always with you and trained to listen. I know all of the girlies who watch the videos on my channel are highly ambitious and have a large list of goals, just as I do. And I know better than anyone when you are highly ambitious and when you do have such a huge potential and you know that you can reach great heights, sometimes that is gonna mean low bouts of mental health and a lot of pressure on yourself, and especially periods of burnout. And that's normal. It's all a journey and it can't look perfect 100% of the time. As these moments can be unavoidable and will come here and there, it's really important to have a strategy on how you're going to approach these moments where you've been working really, really hard and you just hit a wall and you're not quite sure how to get out of it. And most importantly, deal with it in the healthiest way you possibly can for yourself. It's exactly times like these where therapy can really help you. Talking to the right credentialed therapist can give you the right tools to avoid burnout, to set boundaries, to learn how to slow down and feel like yourself again. You shouldn't have to go through anything, especially something like burnout, alone, because BetterHelp is always with you and there to provide the right tools. And the best part about BetterHelp is that they make therapy accessible, whether you're online or you want to go through the app. All you have to do is take their quiz and get matched with a credentialed therapist quickly, communicate however you feel comfortable, whether that's phone, video, or text, and then you can switch therapists at no extra cost if it's the right fit. It's literally all about your preferences and your comfort. I personally have loved my experience on BetterHelp and I couldn't recommend my therapist more. Plus, 82% of clients on BetterHelp also recommend their therapist. People are actually making real, healthy, and long-lasting change to their mental health, to their well-being, to their mindset by finding their therapist on BetterHelp. And I think you should too. It's honestly one of the best, most self-loving favors you could make for yourself. So you guys can click the link in my description or go to betterhelp.com/tamkaur, and that will get you 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. Because no one should ever have to go through anything alone. BetterHelp is always here with you. Chapter 1, the reset. This is the step that everybody skips out on when it comes to transforming yourself and your life, but it's the one that makes the most sense. It's literally the foundational step. It is not optional because the slate has to be clean. You cannot build a new life on top of a cluttered one. So while this may feel slow or unnecessary, I promise you, it's literally the only reason any other step or task will work. So make sure you do it. A real, efficient, and high ROI reset consists of 3 things: your physical space, your digital space, and your mind. First off, physical space, and no, I'm not just talking about a tidy bedroom, although that is important. I'm talking about complete organization and evaluation of every single environment you spend your time in. For me, that is all of the rooms in this apartment because I vlog throughout them, I have all of my routines throughout them, and I work from home, so I'm at home like 90% of my life. And I literally went through every cupboard where I'd shoved stuff inside, took it all out, cleaned the cupboard itself, and really just decluttered and got rid of things that were just taking up space. Because even if you shove something in a cupboard to the point where you can't see it, your mind can feel it, your energy can feel it. And my biggest shift to do this entire like spring, summer clean, reset organization, because yes, it is a long, difficult task that you're not gonna wanna do. All I thought is the woman I'm trying to be, the highest version of myself, the person I wanna become, would the inside of their cupboards look like this? Would the inside of their vanity look like this? Would they really not have any organization here? Would they really have not cleaned their spice drawer in like 7 months? No. So why am I allowing myself to live like that? It doesn't make sense. The sooner I align her lifestyle, her habits, her routine, and her reset to mine, the faster that the gap between who I am right now and who I want to be closes. So best believe I spent non-stop 2 days organizing the entire house, and when I tell you something shifted within me, something changed, it got me out of the slump that I was feeling, it improved my mental health because I had been in said slump, it made me feel more organized, and most importantly, it made me feel so effing different, and that was just one task. Your bedroom, your desk, your wardrobe, your shoe cupboard, literally all of it. Because your external environment is a direct mirror of your internal state, and most importantly, it actively shapes it. Clutter is not just visual noise, it's literally this energetic weight that can pull you down. Everything you've left unfinished is just another subconscious sign of your incompletion, of your own self-disrespect, because you're not taking care of the things that you know you should, because you're not showing up for yourself fully in the way that you know you're supposed to, because you're still waiting to feel ready, to feel perfect, to have time, to have things together, and the sooner you wait, the longer it's gonna take to get any results. 2, the digital space. This is my favorite and also the most underrated step. This is something I've been doing for maybe nearly a decade, and it is so life-changing because your phone can either be the most powerful tool you use in your evolution, or it can be exactly the reason you self-sabotage and stay exactly where you are for years to come. Down to the way that your phone screen is organized, the apps you keep on it, how you lock away your social media apps so they're not as visible, so you're not as likely to click on them easily throughout the day, the screen time limits that you set on your phone, down to your lock screen wallpaper, the thing that you constantly see as you're checking the time, the accounts you consume, the content that is sitting in your saved folders and your watch later list. All of it is either pulling you forward to your next level or just keeping you stuck to your current one. So it's time to go through it all, organize it, delete, unfollow, mute. One of my favorite pieces of advice that I've said before is go through everything you've saved on your Instagram, go through your favorites on TikTok, and actually schedule those tasks that you said you wanted to do. Actually put certain images into your Pinterest motivational folders that you get to open first thing in the morning and actually understand, oh yeah, this is who I said I was gonna be, but I forgot I even saved these images last year. Now I'm going to consciously look at them when I need that pick me up and actually do the best favor for myself. I am gonna turn those years of social media consumption into a motivational routine that's actually going to help me achieve my goals. I'm going to keep my lock screen as something that reminds me of my purpose on the days that it's super hard to get up. I'm going to make sure that my social media time is limited, and when I am on it, there is no negativity. There is only accounts and content that uplift me and help me on my journey. I can't tell you guys how many times I'm with my friends or other people and they're like, oh, did you see this TikTok? And everyone else is like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm not on that side of TikTok. My whole TikTok, it's about spirituality, all things I want to learn about, all things that relate to my goals. It's literally just a For You page full of me. I never see comedy videos, I never see memes, I never see celebrity pop culture stuff. And I love it like that because it means my social media never drains me. You basically need to be so intentional in curating your digital space as if you would your physical one. If you had all of the tools and all of the resources and all of the time to design your dream bedroom or home, think of that mentality and think of that intention and then apply it to your phone. How do I want this to be organized? How do I want to set up this routine for myself? How do I want this to make me feel on a daily basis? Considering the fact it's always in my hand, it's always accessible, and I always look at it. There are so many different ways you can do this, and just all down down to your personal goals, but for me, I have a morning routine folder that's first, and it's all of my apps that actually serve me, my higher self, and my growth journey first. That's what I click into. I have everything in order of how I would complete it in the morning. That's reading Substack, that's audiobooks or reading books on my phone, that's my habit tracker app, that's learning French. Then I have like a really large widget that takes up half of the screen, which is my calendar and my habit tracker. And then all of my social media apps are in a tiny little folder that I can't even see, because I have widgets of my vocab of the day, of my morning routine apps, which take up more space, and visually just seeing what I need to do that day. That motivates me. Not seeing Instagram first thing. And then for you, it could be a journaling app. I personally physically journal in my Obsessed with Growth journal. For you, it could be a journaling app widget to remind yourself to always write down what you're grateful for. Me personally, I just physically journal. For you, it could be an affirmations app. There are so many apps in the App Store that like refresh with these affirmations every single day that can just put you in the right headspace. I've got a little Spotify widget that gives me my high frequency music, because even down to my Spotify, I have all of these playlists that help me. Like I have my affirmations playlist, I have my high frequency music playlist, I have my main character syndrome playlist. All these things are so intentionally curated to help me build the life that I've always wanted to have. Spend a few hours, spend a day doing it, and you won't ever have to do it again. But without you even realizing, without you even trying, this little device that you pick up every single day will be helping you grow in a way that it never did before. And lastly, your mind, aka the mental reset. And this is the one that requires the most courage and discipline, because it actually requires you to stop and slow down. Don't scroll, don't plan, don't consume, because the reset that most women are most resistant to is the one that involves sitting alone with themselves in complete quiet and actually confronting what is there. This is exactly why I meditate every single morning, because it's the best favor I can do for myself. It allows me to quantum leap, manifest, and actually connect me to my higher self every single morning. I've also, and my whole life I've struggled with this, but one of the biggest shifts I've done recently, and I am protecting it so fiercely because I really don't want to fall back into my old pattern, but I've done this consistently for a few weeks now. I do not spend any time on my phone 2 hours before bed and 2 hours after I wake up. I used to integrate my phone, but I was very conscious of the way I would use it. I'd say I'm only going to do certain apps, I'm only going to do certain things on it, and I won't go on social media yet, sure, but I've really taken it to the next level, and I can honestly just feel how it's changing me. It's the best thing ever. And one of the best things of keeping these promises to yourself is not only doing the thing you said you were going to do and getting the benefit from it, but it's also the increase in confidence and self-concept you get from actually keeping that promise to yourself, from actually doing the hard thing and realizing, oh wait, I am that girl and I am that woman that can literally do anything she puts her mind to. That's just the added benefit. And to be fair, that's literally a step in itself. That self-concept, that confidence will literally help you transform for the summertime. It will literally help you manifest all of your wildest dreams. As soon as you start seeing yourself as that powerful, capable woman with no self-doubt, but instead proof of everything she's done and everything she's become, best believe it's going to get a whole lot easier for you from here. But when it comes to the mind, there are a few questions you need to ask yourself for this reset. What are you avoiding? What decision have you been putting off because making it would require you to change something uncomfortable? What conversation have you not had that you know you need to have? What have you been numbing rather than processing? And this right here is exactly why your journal becomes your greatest tool. Whether your journal is a physical book, whether it's an app, even whether it's your notes list, is important for you to keep one. And no, I'm not gonna ask you to write 3 things you're grateful for. The reason that journaling is so important, and this is the thing I've been saying for years, and this is exactly why I've been journaling for so many years, is because it's where you actually get to have a deep conversation with yourself to build up that self-trust and to build up that relationship with yourself, where you have complete clarity to the point where you start being able to unlock deep, subconscious, hidden thoughts that you wouldn't have had access to otherwise. You get to confront where you actually are versus where you're pretending to be. So please keep journaling. I know sometimes you can't be bothered, but write it down. Write those thoughts down, even if you think they don't make any sense, even if you think you're not going to extract meaning from it. I can't tell you how many times I've journaled and then gotten some crazy conclusions about myself and so much clarity about situations I didn't think I was going to be able to get. Remember, you can't close a gap that you're refusing to look at. That's the end of the reset chapter. Now this reset and all the steps I just said can literally take you 1 weekend, 1 to 2 days. You can just get it all done and then not have to look at it again. And I promise you it's going to give you the best, most stable, solid foundation to go off of for all of the steps I'm about to tell you. I've done this before. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. I purposely wanted to keep it short and concise down to the very basics that are actually going to help you take the biggest leap in progress. There are of course so many other things you can do for a reset, but if you really want to dive deeper into your journaling and And to all of the other reset things that I haven't mentioned, then definitely check out my 30-day digital reset journal. This is the best thing you can look at if you really want to take it up a notch after watching this video, because it has so many things that I'm not even going to mention in this video that are a little bit more complicated, a little bit more complex for women that have maybe been in a slump or a rut for longer they would have liked to, and they're really ready to rebrand themselves, reset, refocus with their productivity and goals in particular, realign with who they want to be, and actually manifest. It covers all of those things, but check the link out below in the description to really see what's included. You get a different journaling page every single day for 30 days. Chapter 2, the method. The highest ROI move here is don't make a new plan. You already have so many plans. You got a vision board, you got a list of goals, you got your calendar, you've got all of those things, okay? What you need to do is figure out what is the one action that if I did it for the next 30 days every single day would give me the biggest result. If you have a business, maybe this is working on your marketing and your meta ad strategy and just pumping that out every single day, testing new ads, designing new ads, figuring out what your copy is, how you want to talk to your audience, even figuring out who your audience member is, and literally obsessing over that detail for even just 2 to 3 hours every single day, and that will move you closer to your goal of bringing in more customers, that people who don't know about your business, increasing your revenue. For example, if your goal is content creator or YouTuber, every single day record a piece of content, put it out on Instagram or TikTok, see how it performs, look at the analytics and learn from that. After 30 days, you will have so much knowledge about what works, what doesn't, what you love, what you're passionate about, what you hate, and then you're gonna have a really good content strategy moving forward that is gonna put you in a completely different position from where you are today. No long to-do list or anything, okay? Because I myself and so many other people, sometimes you get so obsessed about filling out your day and being super productive and like, I'm gonna put my hand in every single bucket and I'm gonna try and do all of these things. Half of the time, majority of those things are just admin, or they're just there to be there, or you just do them because you think you have to do them, but they don't actually move the needle in your bigger goals. Most people 10 years later, when they've become the person they wanted to become, they got the lifestyle, they can always put it down to 3 big things they did consistently that actually helped them become the person they wanted to become. Whether it was reading and improving their mindset, or going on a self-growth journey, or manifesting, could be one of those things. Becoming a master at business and marketing is always one big thing that you just have to master. And the second thing you have to do is learning to work past comfort rather than up to it. Because most people stop exactly when work gets hard and uncomfortable, when it requires a hard conversation, or a decision that might not work out, or a risk that has no guaranteed return. All of these things are inevitably gonna happen. But the transformation always happens after those uncomfy scenarios. Right at the moment you wanna quit, right at the moment you think it's just too hard and you can't go any longer, those feelings are indicative of the fact that you are expanding so much past what you knew was familiar and comfy and normal. And if you push yourself just that little bit, you literally become a whole brand new person. That's where the transformation waits. Short-term discomfort is always the price of long-term change. And in those exact moments when you don't know if you can do it, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of the version of you who's in the end state, who knows what she's doing, who knows exactly who she is, who got every single thing she wants. Would she be able to turn up to that conversation? Would she turn up to that event? Would she power through? Would she be able to handle it with such grace and power and strength and confidence? If yes, it's time to start channeling that now, because that woman is not somebody else, it's literally you, just on a different timeline, after a few different experiences. Those experiences you're literally living right now. This is your practice. This is your trial run. She literally does not exist without you. And lastly, here's the thing about these next 30 days, okay? Summer is coming regardless. These 30 days, they're gonna go by like that. You can just carry on with your normal to-do list, your normal schedule for the next few weeks, just doing what you possibly can here and there, thinking about change, not knowing how to do it, feeling burnt out, feeling overwhelmed. That summer season is coming whether you're ready or not. December is literally right around the corner. It's gonna be another season of, did I actually live up to what I said I was going to this year or not? And I specifically wanted to make this video as your accountability, as your halfway through the year check-in, so that you can save yourself from the regret that December 2026 you could have. If you treat these next 30 days as I'm gonna make more progress than I ever have done using these high ROI moves, getting back on track and becoming obsessed with my vision again, because it happens. Sometimes you forget. So honestly ask yourself, who are you gonna be when that summer arrives? The woman who spent another month waiting, planning, meaning to start, depending on how she feels, or the woman who looked at how much of the year had already gone and decided enough was enough. It's time to move and it's time to achieve those goals. You don't need another year, you never did. You just need to take action for these next 30 days and actually believe in yourself through it. So use it.